Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Choco YGO here. I'm going to bring you a deck profile today. I used this deck to get top 8 at a remote regional. I got 4th place, so I get some extra prizing in addition to the playmat and the invite. It was the Stay Weird Gaming remote regional held on February 12th, so just yesterday from the time of me recording this. It's really similar, if not exactly the same, to the one I've just recently posted. But let's go ahead and get right into it here. I played pure Kashtira, so I played 3 Fenrir, 3 Unicorn, 3 Rise Heart, 2 Scareclaw, and 1 Tearlament's Kashtira. The double Scareclaw was really nice, helped me get into some OTK boards with less than 5 summons just to play around Nibiru and stuff like that. The 1 Tearlament's is also not too bad either, just for an extra extender. I played some hand traps. I played 3D Shifter, 3 Ash Blossom, and this is not a hand trap, but just 1 Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. I was going to play 2 Ibly, but I only had the 1, so I went with it. Didn't really come up a lot. There was a couple situations where it could have, but I had to burn my normal summon using Birth, because my special summon, like Unicorn or Fenrir, got Impermed or Ash Blossomed or something like that. Now for the spells, do 3 Pressured Planet and a Terraforming. Pretty standard. 3 Theosis, 3 Birth. I was only playing 2 of this when I was testing the deck, but I decided to go with 3 just in case of the Imperm or Hand Trap on my special summon. If I open this with some other monsters, it still allows me to play a little bit. 3 Prosperity. Being able to dig 6 cards deep into your main deck is incredibly powerful. This card got me out of a lot of sticky situations where my hand wasn't optimal, but the Prosperities just allowed me to get the card that I needed and ultimately win those games. I played 2 Book of Eclipse and 2 Triple Tactics Talents in the main. Those are the only copies of those I played in the main and sideboard. Then 3 Infinite Impermanence and 1 Kashtira Big Bang. There were a couple times where I opened this, so I couldn't do like a standard combo, I guess you could say. But even opening it in the hand, it's not too bad depending on what else you have. The main board today was 40 cards. I'll go ahead and go to the extra deck. I did 2 Shungri Era and 2 Arise Heart. I didn't really have any situations where having more than 2 of these came up, honestly. I feel like 2 of each of these is pretty decent, all things considered. I ran 2 Diablosis, the Mind Hacker. Same thing with this. I didn't really see the need. I shouldn't say I didn't really see the need. I never really used this more than once on most of the matches, so I might drop this back down to a single copy and maybe add in another copy of Big Eye or Zeus or something like that. That one there is probably one that I would change for sure. Titanic Moth didn't come up at all today. Neither did the Draco Sack. This here comes up more in Adventure Cache sometimes, but it's there just in case I need it. Red Eyes Flare, I didn't summon that once. Never had any issues going in the time with this deck. We always finished our rounds usually with, I think my longest round took 45 minutes, but we get 50-minute rounds on remote regionals. And then 1 number 11 Big Eye. I feel like this here is one that I would definitely play 2 of, or maybe Zeus. Number 11 Big Eye really helped me out in one of my Tearlament matches. They were already low on cards in hand, and I was able to take their Rolkalos and basically just beat them with their own monster. So really solid card. Big Eye's a really big player, I think, next format, being able to steal big boss monsters and stuff like that. I played a few links, just in case I was going to get Ibleed or was going to use it myself. I have the Almirage and the Lingaribo. I'll probably go to 2 Lingaribos, to be honest. I don't really see Almirage being too great, but having access to both is really nice, though. Then I played 1 Asa and 1 Infinitrack Goliath. The protection from Goliath didn't really come up today, or yesterday rather, so I might keep this in, and I was going to swap the Asa for this card actually to help me out any potential Baguska situations or like Ibly locks on myself. I'll probably take the Asa out for a Donor, or Donner, whatever you call him. That is it for the extra deck. The sideboard, I ran 3 Ghost Sisters. Again, didn't really come up. We didn't go in the time too much. I mainly used it. There was a couple of times where we were getting close to time, so I slided them in just in case. But it helped me stall the games a little bit in the game 3s. I had a lot of game 3s. But these here might stay in. They might come out. I'm not sure yet. Still undecided, but it's still a pretty decent card to have around. 2 Lava Golems. Really solid card, citing this thing going second if I got game 1. Just super fantastic card, being able to tribute off 2 monsters, and if you're playing Adventure Cache, you can tribute them off and just bounce this back to hand, which is always good. A couple of power spells here, Change of Heart and Harpy's Feather Duster, and also Double Twin Twister. These are mainly for like back row decks, stuff like that. I'll tell you about my matchups here in a minute. I didn't play any back row decks though, and I didn't side Twisters in once. I did side in Change of Heart almost every match though, just because of how powerful it is. Just being able to get an OTK easier is always really nice. I'll probably keep the Change of Heart in, to be honest. Really, really solid card. Then 3 Solemn Judgments. This here won me a few games actually. Being able to keep my Arise Heart on board without them having like an evenly matched or something like that, and like their only option was to like try to steal it with triple tactics talents. This here came up clutch in that situation, just being able to negate the talents. They scooped immediately after that. And just in general, like a really solid card, as it can stop summons or other really powerful spells or traps. And then last 3 cards was 3-Dimensional Barrier. Again, really solid card. Just it shuts down a lot of decks. I mean, I sided this in against round 1. I played against a Sword Soul player. Sided this in. Didn't really have any issues there after that. After I flipped it on them, they just had to end on a Moye and pass. So that there is the list. Overall, I would say that the list performed really well. Since I got 4th place, I went 5-1. My matchups were, I have them written down here on some notes. Round 1 I played against Sword Soul. I won that match 2-1. Round 2 I played against Sprite. I won that match 2-1. Round 3 was my only loss, and that their guy ended up going on to go 6-0. I lost to a Shizu tier. I won 1 game, they won 2. All of my next 3 rounds after that were all a Shizu tier matches. Round 4 I 2-0'd a Shizu tier. Round 5 2-1 a Shizu tier. And round 6 2-1 a Shizu tier. So a lot of game 3s, which is fine with me. It just requires a little bit more strategical playing, breaking boards, stuff like that, which is, I feel like this deck can do that really well if they don't hit you with a ton of interruptions or hand traps and stuff like that. But yeah, that there's all I got. Gonna give a couple shout outs. Shout out to Team EM Gaming. My buddy Brad kind of does a lot of stuff with the team. Same with Matt and Jake and Nolan, all those guys, Braden. Shout out to the Gamer Dojo. It's my local shop here where I live. Super solid shop. We're getting a more competitive scene built there since we are in a little bit of a less populated area, but without the guys there being able to play test with me and help me or bounce ideas off of them with my deck and stuff like that, it really helped me a lot prepare for this regional. So that's all I got, guys, and see you later.